Are you ready for part 3? Let's go.
The topic of the week, of course, is applied chords to 5. And usually these chords have some kind of corollary in perfectly diatonic chords. So for instance, if we're here, a 2 chord sounds like this, and then the 2 chord often goes to 5. Something like that. If you do a 5 of 5, it would sound like this. So, and here's a 2/7, and here would be 5/7 of 5. So they end up sounding quite similar. And so what I'm going to do here is give you them side by side, and you tell me, is this the diatonic version or is this the applied chord version? So first, let's be in this key. So I'm going to play a 1, and it's either going to be a 2/7 chord or a 5/7 of 5 chord. You tell me which one it is. Again, that's this. Now I played this, but I could have played this. So the first one was the 2/7, and then the second one was the 5/7 of 5. Here's the 2/7, here's the 5/7 of 5. Alright, let's do that again. Now I'm going to put it in first inversion, so it's either going to be a 2/6/5 chord or a 5/6/5 of 5. Let's be in this key. (2/6/5) or 5/7? Well, it's a 2/6/5 because this would be what a 5/7 of 5 would sound like. So here's our key. Here's a 5/7. Here's what I played, and here's what I could have played. So you get that fee in there. Whereas the other one has 4 or 5. All right, now let's do 7/7 of 5. So now I'm either going to do a 7/7 of 5 or a 4/7. So this is what a 4. Here's in our old key. Here's a 4/7. Again. And here's 7/7 of 5. That's 7 fully diminished 7. Alright, so here we go. Let's go to another key. So which one am I doing? Again, that's... Well, that's 7/7 of 5. This is what 4/7 would have sounded like. And instead, I did this. So it's got a crunchier sound, and then you definitely have fee in there instead.
How do you practice 5/7 of 5? What do you think of applied chords? What's your favorite chord applied to the dominant?
Alright, let's do a little one more, kind of one that you don't see a lot, but you should be aware of. So you've got the 7/7, a couple of inversions. One that sometimes comes up is 7/7 in last position. So if 7/7 of 5 was in 4/2 position, so 7/7, the root would be Fee. So here we are. The root would be Fee, and then La, Do, and then May. So if you put it in last position, you would have. So actually, let's do this in minor. So if you were one other option for May, of course, would be 1/6. So that's May, Re, Do in the bass, and May, and then Re with 5/7, so 5/4/3, going to minor 1. So now tell me whether, in what I'm about to do, I play minor 1/6, or I play a 7/7 of 5, 7/4/2 of 5. So here's our key. Again. Alright, I played this, but I could have played this. So it was 1/6. It was minor 1/6. There's a minor 1/6. There's 5/7 of 5. Or, sorry, 7/4/2 of 5. So this is the thing that you can do on your own. Take out your instrument, arpeggiate these, listen to them, see how they sound, play them for your friends if you can be with your friends in the same place. But if not, don't do that. So putting these right next to each other sort of helps you hear what the flavor of each of them is. But you're always trying to hear that crunch of phi in the chord.
Are you holding out on me, Jolene? What's the secret to practicing the applied dominant chord? What is it?
So the actual secret to hearing these and singing these chords which are applied to the dominant, and really chords which are going to be applied to anywhere, is hearing kind of in two keys at the same time and switching between them quickly. And this is why we've been doing all of these exercises where we're switching between keys, modulating between different where Do is, because what you want to be able to do is hear, if you're in this key, hear this is Do and this is So, but at the same time, you also want to be able to hear this as Do. So when you get to 5, you hear this as not just So, but also as Do that gets its own T. Thank you, Casual Chris. That's exactly right. You want to be able to hear them in two different keys, kind of at the same time. And then just to bring this back to those comparisons that we were making at the beginning of this video, this all works because of how close the scale that you're in is to the scale that's a fifth away. So here is a little passage in C major, and you'll notice that the C major scale and the G major scale have all of the same notes except that F becomes F sharp. So what is your Fa is going to become T in the scale which is a fifth higher. So that means that when you're trying to borrow something from the key a fifth higher, all you have to do is change one note. And that's why it's so easy to pluck a Phi from the scale that's a fifth away. And that means that your 2 chord here, that's just D, F, and A, can become this 5 chord in your new key by just changing that F to the F sharp, changing Fa to Phi, and it becomes like this local T in the key that's a fifth away. Your textbook gives a pretty exhaustive explanation of all of the applied chords that you can get applied to 5, and it gives all of the solfege which are associated with each of those. Having done that theory, it is now time for arpeggios. It be time for arpeggios. So we're going to sing through all of these arpeggios on page 262, or at least I'm going to give you accompaniments to each of them so that you can sing them on your own. Let's start with A. So A. So here's our key. I'm going to sing along to this one. So 1, 2, ready, and Do, me, so, do, so, me, re, fi, la, fi, re, so, ti, for that flub. Alright, this next one has a 7 diminished 6 of 5. So let's just think about this in C major to wrap our heads around what this would mean. So if we're in C, a regular old 7 diminished 6 would be Re, Fa, Ti, which would be D, F, B, right? And so we're looking for a Re, Fa, Ti in the key of G. Now, if we were doing Re, Fa, Ti in the key of G, that would be A, C, F sharp, right? So that means that we would be taking, if we're reading this in the key of C, A, C, and F sharp, which would be La, Do, and Fi. Alright, so let's do this. Thinking that that 7 or 6 is La, Do, Fi. 1, 2, ready, and Do. Alright, next we have C. C? C? Aye, C be our first love, aye, it be the sea. What time is it? Alright, C. Actually, let's change keys and go here. So now we're thinking 7, 4, 3 of 5. So if our root position is Re, Fi, La, Do, and if we're putting it into second inversion, Re, Fi, La, Do is going to become La, Do, Re, Fi. La, Do, Re, Fi. So La in the bass. 1, 2, ready, and. Gosh, I love a good 5-6 chord. Isn't that nice? Alright, I want to do F before we go back. So if we're in minor here, it's F. Let's do it in F. Sorry. Ooh, hello. So we're in minor 1, big 3. Remember, this is going to be Me, So, Le. Sorry, Me, So, Te. Then 6. Then we've got our credential 6-4 here, which is going to have So in the bass, Do, Me, and then we've got this 5-4-3 of 5. Remember where 5-4-3 of 5 was? So that was on La. So you'll have La, Do, Re, Fa, which is going to be a little weird because we're in minor, and so we're using La instead of Le because we need to get this dominant 7th chord. So we'll have. All right, let's try this. 1, 2, ready, and. Ooh, that one was exciting. 1, 5-4-2 of 5. 5-4-2 of 5. Think about that for a second. If you're in C and you're using a D dominant 7th, then what would be in the bass? Well, golly gosh, it would be Do, because it would be a C. C would be the 7th of a D7. 1, 2, ready, and. And then this little straggler here. 1 to 1 6 2, and then 5 6 5 5. This is relatively easy. You're just going from fa to fi between that 2 6 to 5 6 5 of 5. Don't forget the cadental 6 4 though. Let's do this in this key.
And that be all for the arpeggios. I'm just a horse.